Alright, riff number 21. I like to call this Whole Lot of Bends because to me one of the most famous examples of this little section here comes from the Led Zeppelin song Whole Lot of Love. And it's part of that solo in the middle of the song. Now I'm playing it in a different key than that song. That song was in the key of E. I'm doing all these demonstrations in the key of A, but you know, you can learn to transfer it. What I'm doing here, I'm actually going to be in the third pentatonic pattern, and it's kind of a funny little pattern because it has a hand shift in it, and I really don't like patterns where I have to move my hand. I don't mind stretching a couple of extra frets if I have to, but anytime I have to move, I try to avoid those patterns. However, in this pattern, there's some riffs on either side of the shift that work out okay. And this is the coolest one of all. Again, I call it Whole Lot of Bends based on the Whole Lot of Love solo, but this is a classic blues rock riff that's been used everywhere since 1950 Chicago blues into the most modern 21st century heavy metal stuff. Okay? And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to use these four notes. I've got my A root note at the 10th fret on the 2nd string. My pinky's going to come down on the 13th fret. On the 1st string, 10th fret, and 12th fret. But I'm going to take that 12th fret, my 3rd finger, I'm going to put some extra finger power in there and bend it. And I'm going to bend it a step and a half. So I'm going to bend it as if I was playing the G note at the 15th fret. Okay? That bend takes a bunch of work. You're going to have to build up your finger strength to get there. Alright? Obviously, depending on the string gauge you use. I use 11s on my high end of my guitar, which is pretty thick for most people, but I play bluesy rock kind of stuff, so it works out well. If you're using lighter gauge strings, hopefully you won't have to work so hard, but you know, still to get that step and a half bend, especially we've been talking about so many bends that were one step, a whole step. This one's a little further. So, and then walk down the scale, and maybe put a little vibrato on that final A note. So the way this goes, okay, sometimes I throw in an extra note after I do the bend, and I release the bend, and I come back and my 3rd finger's at that 12th fret. Before I go to the 10th fret, I'll play the note in between. That riff comes right out of a ZZ Top song from way back in the day. Alright? You can do it either way. You can add the extra note or not, but this is a really important riff. It's a very common riff, and you'll find it in a lot of solos. So that is riff number 21.